We are live.
Yay! I am Old New Dude, and he is.
Richard York, Asher's trueborn son. This is Arianne 1 from the Winds of Winter. Go ahead and say spoilers and all that.
Oh, yeah. All fairy laws are in effect. Spoilers ahead. If you haven't read or heard about the sample chapter Ariane 1, you're in the wrong place.
Yep. And this is, I guess, the summary as we're introduced to Arianne and her mission and her 6 companions, 2 of which she cares about.
Yeah.
That's about the gist of it, I guess. It's the one with the dragon dream. And it's a whole lot of focus. Hello, says Triss. There's a whole lot of focus on Alaria Sand to the point where, good evening, everyone. I can understand why people think maybe she's going to have a major role to play, much as Devon kind of becomes a character in Melisandre's. Devon, is that his name? It's Davos' son's name. Is it Devon? I think it's Devon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Devon becomes kind of a more major character in Melisandre's chapter, and yeah, her cousin is definitely. There's a lot in. There's a lot in. Well, let's get to it. we can talk about it as we go here.
Yeah.
Go swiftly, go safely. Be my eyes and ears and voice, but most of all, take care. I will, Father. It was not her father's kisses nor his hoarse words that made her eyes glisten, but the effort that brought him to his feet, his legs trembling under him, his joints swollen and inflamed with gout. Standing was an act of love. Standing was an act of faith. He believes in me. I will not fail him. And so my comment is doubt the gout.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Are we believing the gout? Or is the gout a ruse like Manderley's size, which it's unclear if Manderley is correct in the outward appearance that he has, or if it's a glamour because he dances quite well for a large man. But when it comes to Prince Oberyn's Prince Doran's gout, that was the reason Oberyn would be going to King's Landing and not him. So was that planned ahead of time? Like, okay, I need to have gout. I need to have a reason why I can't go. So let's just start setting this up because he plays the long game.
Or
And
just have people underestimate him. Now, on the other hand, the gout kind of fits in with the fact that they're drinking sweetened wine, and that back in the Dark Ages they would use lead as part of their sweeteners, and it would cause gout. And so I mean, and then the gout parallels between Charles I um, and Sorella. No,
right.
is it Sorella?
Oh, I mean,
No. Is that right? Wait, is it no, Scalera? Scalera, sorry, Scalera, right? Scalera is the septa who might be the mother of Oberyn and Duran.
okay.
And Elia.
Why
Anyway,
isn't there more people with gout then?
good question. If people are drinking sweet wine, yeah, maybe.
If they're
I don't
using
know.
why isn't it more? Granted, he's got money, but um, it can't be the only region that does that. I mean, I still think it's a bit of. I think it's. I agree. Doubt the gout.
Right. Anyway, I think it's worth discussing. And that's why I put it there. And wearing the Order of the Green Hand shirt, and that was what they were.
Even though Sivas is their chess in this world, the king can only move one spot in chess. So we don't know the rules of Sivas. So is he playing the king's piece on the board, meaning that he can only move one spot, which makes him incredibly weak compared to most of the pieces on the board, meaning that he can only move one spot. So is it it I think it's a way to get people just like those that underestimate Manderley for how much he eats, how long he goes to the bathroom, and then you see behind the curtain with Davos when it was Lord Manderley how much he's doing while people think that he's off in the bathroom having the bowel movement, all that stuff. He's playing the game very successfully in the North. And I just think that you have North and you have Dorne, which is the North and South of Westeros, doing the exact same thing. Is the only question is, are they using the same means to play the game? Something physical about them that causes people to doubt them, but it also gives them excuses for doing or not doing things that are suspected of them to. Like Doran coming to the King's Landing, coming for the wedding. So, I mean, I think they're to mirror each other. They're two sides of the same coin. It's just which one's using glamour, or either of them using glamour, or both of them. I mean, it's I like it. I mean, it just raises more questions than it does anything.
Sure. Do we get told when Duran got gout? We do not. We're told that he's older than his age because of it, though. There's 7 of them, and I think there were 7 for Arianne's last secret excursion. So I think she and her father are into this small groups of 7 for the gods to look out for them, and it worked so well last time. I'm sure it'll work just as well.
So then there's the theory that he's setting her up to fail.
Right. And that's part of why I said that doubt the gout. Right. He believes in me. I will not fail him. Well, does he believe in you? Our characters are usually wrong when they're estimating the other characters. What?
How many did Quentin start with?
I don't know. He might have started with 7. He definitely lost a bunch, so he may have started with 7.
Yeah, I think wasn't there 4 that died through the stepstones, and that would leave 3, so that would put him at 7 too. Which,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
a smaller number is quicker to move because it's a whole lot easier for the smaller number to go. And so I mean, I can understand keeping it small, but this is your daughter and heir, and when we're going to find out. That things are not very nice on the water. This chapter that she sails to the northern Stormlands, correct?
I'm not sure what her final destination is in this chapter. I don't remember. So, Fort Ghost Hill, the stronghold of House Tolland, is her first stop.
Right. And that's on the coast, right?
Pay that much attention, to be honest.
Isn't that the house that has the dragon eating its tail?
Yes. And the ship will take them across the Sea of Dorne. Yeah. I didn't look at the map.
Okay. In the wiki of Ice and Fire, appearances and characteristics of Doran Martell. In his early 50s, Doran has had a bad case of gout, which has recently left him unable to walk, instead having to rely on his wheelchair.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be a progressing disease, so the implication is that he had it for a while.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Go ahead. I just thought I'd try to look it up.
So I'll run through the paragraph where they explain who her party is, so we know who everybody is here, right? Of course, we got Daemon Sand. Of course, he's named Sand. He's a bastard. He's her lover, or he was her lover, until he got offended by the fact that he's too far beneath the heir to Dorne. Like,
yes.
I mean, she's probably supposed to be married for politics, not anyway. It was Prince Oberyn's squire. He's Arianne's sworn shield, which was like assigned by Duran who knows that they're lovers. So I don't know about that. It's kind of strange, but anyway, she even says it's kind of weird. Um, they got
Well, I
two.
mean, if you're hoping for a marriage pact with well, even possibly thinking of a marriage pact with the incoming prince, why would you send anyone that would possibly be a love interest for your daughter? Granted, he'll fight
Right.
even harder for her if the case may
Maybe,
come to
maybe.
that, but
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. There's all sorts of things that are wrong with this, like the fact that they're all young people that have no ability to verify anything. It's like he doesn't want to know the truth. Um,
No.
maybe
And
he doesn't.
there's no at least the maester, even though he died, went with his son that knew languages and all that stuff. There was some kind of plan to the party. They're smart to send Arch with them. Uh, I mean, it seemed like it was the perfect buddy movie. Everybody filled a niche. They all kind of had their thing when it all
Right.
came together, but a lot of them died. Here, uh, it's kind of like a
It's like he
rom
doesn't want
com.
to know the truth. Yeah, it's like he doesn't want to know the truth. He could have sent old people that would recognize these people, and instead he's sending people that can't recognize them. So it's kind of strange. Um,
Right.
the two more young knights, Joss Hood and Garibald Shells. We've got the we've got Nate, aka Feathers, who's just this tall young lad who tends to the ravens. So he's not. They didn't even bother sending a maester. They're sending, um, which they sent him an experienced maester, and now they're sending this inexperienced. I just want to say hello. I can't stay today. Well, good to see you, Deck of Cards. Thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate it. Next card. Have a good weekend.
Um,
Well, I mean, the theory is that that's his secret sender. The one that when he wants messages sent, this is the person he uses because he doesn't trust his
doesn't
maester.
trust maesters. Yeah, it could be. Um, Princess must have some woman. Pretty Jane Lady Bright and Wild Elias Sand, Maid of 10 and 4. And of course, the two she cares about are her cousin Elias Sand and Damon, the bastard, the sworn shield. And we've mentioned this before, but it's mostly Arianne's storyline that is the parallel to the dance, and so she is kind of set up as if she's Alicent and Marcella is Rhaenyra, and she's going to, you know, she's going to basically crown Aegon over Marcella, even though she was pushing Marcella earlier because she represents the High Tower essentially in this second dance. And so the Dance of the Dragons is really between Marcella and Aegon. Um, anyway, people don't seem to that's what's being pointed at here is that we have a character who's a princess and a character who's a queen, and it's the princess and the
Okay.
queen.
For Cersei's prophecy, blood reading, Baggy the Frog, gold shall be their crown and gold shall be their shroud. Tommen has to die before Marcella for Marcella to be crowned before she dies, correct? So Tom is the next to
No,
die out of the.
no, because she's because not necessarily because she's in Dorne and Dornish law and so forth, right? So she could be crowned before him, and that could be part of it as well. It could
Okay.
be. I'm
Now,
just
when
not
she
saying
gets
it will happen
crowned,
that way. I'm just
yeah. You're right. My money's on Tommen dying first
Yeah, I think that makes
because
most
if
sense. So that way she
yeah,
can right. So oh, you guys tried to crown her, and now she's getting crowned, and now you want to crown Aegon instead, and you were pushing her claim earlier, and now everybody else is pushing her claim, and now you're going with a different claim. That creates more
yeah,
of a Dance with Dragons parallel than right. So yeah, as we yeah, and that just strengthens the idea that yes, it's the princess and the queen, but the princess and the queen have kind of swapped sides where the princess character of Arianne is now in the role of Queen Alicent, and the Princess Rhaenyra role is being played by the one who's been constantly referred to as Queen Marcella in the story, right?
now yeah. So if Dorne is responsible for Tommen's death, that would probably, unless they're caught, that would leave the killers potentially in King's Landing. And then they bring Micella back. So if they're bringing Micella back,
how could blood and cheese factor into that? Can he make a blood and cheese parallel as part of killing Tommen or something?
Oh, especially since Simon's all about the cats. The cats are there because blood and cheese.
He reintroduced the Ratters. Didn't he just reintroduce the Ratters in the epilogue? In the epilogue, he reintroduced the Ratters, and we said that's weird because they supposedly that's why they got the cats, right? And we even mentioned it in the epilogue. So he may be starting to plant some seeds there for another blood and cheese to happen, and maybe that's how Tommen dies.
Well, I mean, he history rhymes and repeats and
right,
and
he
all
likes
that
to
stuff.
do that.
Yes, and even if it's two sides of the same coin, you can still see the connection between both sides pretty easily. So if he's setting up the rat catchers, then yeah, I can see if there's going to be a Red Wedding 2.0, then Blood and Cheese 2.0, Dance of the Dragons 2.0. I mean, yeah.
Strangely,
and then the
Blackfire
rebellions that we get in the Dunk and Egg stories and through the telling of the story could be the Blackfire that's coming over Phagon as its mirror self, another Blackfire rebellion.
That's what I keep going on though. Is I feel like it's yes, there's hints that it's like a Blackfire rebellion, but there's also hints that it's like the second Dance of the Dragons, and so I think he might be more interested in the blacks and greens than he is in the blacks and reds, and so that's why I keep trying to point us at the princess and the queen and the it sure seems like he's pretty obsessed with that. Yeah, we definitely talked about it in the epilogue that was really strange that they reintroduced Ratters in the epilogue of Dance. Anyway, Wild Elliot saying made
something off screen when it comes to the cats because Tommen's all about the cats. And she's like, "Oh no, get rid of these little things."
Yeah, she says that she's going to have the Ratters like poison the cat or something. Is what she says.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, something along those lines.
Well, we don't know when they got reintroduced.
Yeah, I know. It's weird that they have Ratters. That's my point.
Yeah,
that's my point. It's strange that George has introduced this concept that they actually have Ratters again.
But he's not letting us know when it happened.
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's any information about that. Send a Raven whenever you have news, but report only what you know to be true. We are lost in fog here, besieged by rumors, falsehoods, and travelers' tales. I dare not act until I know for a certainty what is happening. She says, war is happening. And then Ilaria Stan says, doom and death are coming. It's time for my little snakes to scatter. Better to survive the carnage. So Ilaria goes to Hellhold. With her went her daughter Loreza, who is 7. Soraya is at the Water Gardens. Bella is dispatched to Sunspear to serve as the cupbearer to Manfrey Martell, the Castellan. To the wife of the Castellan, Manfrey Martell. Okay. And of course, Elia's here. She tells her, as a lady, not a lance. And we're gonna have a call back to that line later, right?
Yeah. Definitely, he's wanting a lance.
Yeah. We get so helped her face her fears. Okay, so it's not just Spotted Silva that she's talking about. One of them had betrayed her, which isn't necessarily true, but the one of the popular theories is that it's Spotted Silva that betrayed her because he specifically says that she gets no punishment, and it's her father that then marries her off, and and then there's a parallel there to the reactions of Ned getting executed, where there's no mention of any reaction from Peter Baelish, where all the rest of them are freaking out, right? And there's no mention of a reaction from Spotted Silva while everybody else is freaking out. And so some people take that as that absence of evidence is evidence that perhaps there's something going on there.
Well, I mean, generally speaking, yes. In George's world, though, I question everything.
Sure.
Now, I got a question. With Damon Sand being the squire to Prince Oberyn, right? How badass is this kid? Because Prince Oberyn was a badass for sure, right?
Right.
Could he hold his own against Darkstar?
I don't know. And it's not clear whether Darkstar is dangerous with his sword or whether he's dangerous for some knowledge, right?
I think it's more everybody's going to jump on his sword is the dangerous part. I think it's because of something that he knows.
A knowledge or a claim or something. Yeah.
Right. I like the theory that he's not the one that cut Marcella, that it was actually someone else. And nobody was looking at Marcella.
I'm very open to that. Yeah, because we don't really have much evidence of it. No. Hoda doesn't really tell us much about it.
When we don't see it on the page, and even when we do, we got to look at the narrator to figure out whether we can trust them giving us the proper information. But we don't see it on the page, you have to question everything.
So Dre had been sent across the world to Norvos, Garen exiled to Tyrosh for 2 years. Her sweet, silly, smiling Silva married off to Eldon Estermont. Yeah, it's pretty weird that you're literally exiling people and then you're giving no punishment to one of them. That is pretty strange. I can see why people think that it's gotta be. It's still saliva.
I mean, she still gets punished though, right? She's married to the old Estermont guy, right?
He says she received no punishment from me, and then her father marries her off to Eldon Estermont.
That's a lie. He's saying she received no punishment from me to put in Arianne's mind that, oh, she's the one that betrayed me because she got no punishment, but she still got punishment, and it's still probably through Prince Doran, but just saying that it's the father. Just to get her on this trip to not trust anybody, because that was her most trusted person on the or extremely close person, and you can't trust that, then I can't trust nobody that they sent with me.
Okay. Oh, with Thunderstruck's sword, he had changed her botched plot to something foul and bloody. If the gods were good, by now Obara Sand had treed him in his mountain fastness and put an end to him. She said as much to Damon Sand. Be careful what you pray for, princess. Darkstar could put an end to Lady Obara just as easily. What?
That's quick, because High Hermitage, that's a good ride from Sunspear. And then they only have to basically cross a pretty narrow strip of land compared to everything else to get to, was it Ghost Hill or wherever or the Torrent, excuse me. We don't know if they leave about the same time though.
Yeah, she may be there for a while. But I think she is.
Okay.
It's not until they get the Raven, right?
Yeah.
It's weird because Duran says that she has to stay close as his heir, and then he sends her off. Because she argues that she should go to, she should be the one going. He says, no, I need you here. There's something else I need you to do. And then he sends her away after saying that she needs to stay close. So anyway, it's pretty strange.
Well, I mean, he might have already knew what was coming and knew that what he needed her for, which is this quest to potentially.
Which makes us sound a little like Moon Man, but I do have to wonder, right? Just because things don't make much sense.
Well, I mean, the theory is that okay. One of many theories is that the reason that Jon Arryn brought Littlefinger to King's Landing was to increase the the intake of gold because they were paying the Martells for what happened to his. I don't know why I put air quotes on there. What happened to his sister and his niece and nephew, and they're also heavily into the slave trade. They're buddies with the Triarchy, which being right there at the stepstones and the Triarchy being basically on the other side of that, I can see why they're buddy. So there's a lot of moving parts underneath the surface of the water when it comes to Prince Durin and House Martell that I don't think that she knows anything about. So him having a clue that the Golden Company and Fagon were coming, I think he knew well in advance because his network of spies is quite extensive. And I would think that that spy network travels all the way across the stepstones to the Triarchy and has a lot of information from Essos.
That
Does
makes
that mean he's
sense.
working
Yeah.
with? Does that mean he's working with Littlefinger or Varys? I don't know. I think the prevailing theory is that he is working
It's this Varys
with
person. I
Varys.
don't know that name. I'm sorry.
Dorcas, excuse me,
There you
Dorcas.
go.
But I, I still, I mean, Varys gives all the goods basically to Fagon to make him the perfect king. Like Prince Darren the Daring in the TV show looks like he would make an awesome king. Um, and then they leave Viserys kind of high and dry, like an afterthought. So I don't know. And then with Durin having the wedding pact with Viserys and Arianne, you would think that there would be some under the table going on in Essos to make sure that this prince is taken care of. So I don't think that Prince Durin and Varys are working together. And if they are working together, they're not working closely together, and their goals aren't exactly the same.
I took it off just so we could see our
Oh
names.
yeah, I saw something in the corner. Using the phone, it's hard to see that one little side that's got the messages on it.
Yeah, I took it off. Anyway, so you were fool to make him part of this. Darkstar's the most dangerous man in Dorne. You and he have done us all great harvest from the princess in the tower. Sir Gerald is more a viper than your uncle ever was. Prince Oberyn could see that he was poisoned. He said so more than once. It's just a pity that he never got around to killing him. So Oberyn wanted to kill him, and he's the most dangerous man in Dorne. So I can't remember if it's the Order of the Green Hand, but I definitely like the theory that he knows too much.
I think he knows too much. Oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
What if it's not just what's going on with Myrcella? It is everything that happened at Starfall is the knowledge that makes him the most dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. It could be that he knows more about Jon, more about Aegon, more about Rhaegar and Lyanna. You know, it's not at all clear what.
Yeah, no, we tend to shout out any theory on here, whether it's one we believe or not. So if it's Jon Targaryen, he would know that, which would make Jon the potential legitimate heir to the throne, which would take away their possibly Fagons because they can't prove it or whatever. Danny being
yeah, there could be lots of reasons why.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons. But Jon and Danny, if Fagon is believed to be Aegon, not smashed against the wall, he's still older than Danny or Jon, whichever turns out to be Rhaegar's child. So he's still the legitimate heir, even if he's not. But he
this is Dorne. Val could be the threat, right? This is Dorne. Val and Arthur could be the threat.
Yeah.
So anyway.
He might know Arthur's still alive, who Val is.
In fact, yeah, that would make a lot of sense if it's Val and Arthur that are kind of the threat that he's worried about.
What if it's Darkstar is the reason that they had to go north? Maybe they don't go north right away.
Interesting.
Gerald Hightower, and in my opinion, Willem Dustin head north. One joins the Night's Watch, the other one's known in the North, Willem Dustin, so he can't join the Night's Watch. People will know who he is. He goes north of the wall. He knows about wildlings, so he can slide right in and pretend to be a wildling, and hopefully successfully, so far successfully pulling it off, except for us every now and then when it slips. Arthur and Val stay in Dorne, maybe at High Hermitage, which would put Darkstar in on the know if he wasn't a cupbearer at Starfall. And it's the information of who Val is and his desire to be better than Sir Arthur, and basically kind of hating Sir Arthur because everybody says so much good stuff about him. That's what drives them north. That's what I still say Arthur Dane takes the place of Mance Rayder with the cloak and a glamour, instead of actually joining the Night's Watch and being Mance Rayder. But that puts him, when he gets there, going directly north of the wall, pretending to be
I don't know. He has knowledge. He has knowledge of John, him meeting John earlier.
This is true. But it was, I mean, John was what?
He has to have served. He has to have served in, but he had to know that John would remember. He has to have. He has to have been there, right?
Yeah. Damn you! Why you? You damn dirty ape! But yeah, you're right. That kind of throws my theory out the window.
Pretty boys.
So yeah.
Let's try and get. We're more than halfway through the time. We're nowhere near halfway through the chapter. So, pretty boys had ever been her weakness. That was before. When I was just a girl, she told herself, "I'm a woman now. My father's daughter. I've learned that lesson." That just sounds like Quentin telling us that she's that he's going to be patient while his actions show the opposite, right? It really reminds me of that. The way that if you look at Quentin, he is so the opposite of his own assessment of himself and his compatriots.
I think Christy just posted.
Oh, what was the rat catch that I had to do? Good. Sorry about that. I had to go do something. Yeah. That was that we mentioned in the epilogue that they talk about how so Cersei says she's going to have the ratters kill the cat because the cat's killing the ravens, and it's interesting that they seem to have brought back the rat catchers. And why did George want to tell us that they brought back the rat catchers? That might be somehow setting up another blood and cheese situation or something that's intended to parallel blood and cheese. That was just perhaps killing Tommen or something. Yeah.
Well, if it is a rat and cheese situation, it kind of frees up the young ladies that Prince Durin is sending to King's Landing. Their hands will be clean. There will be no way to point on them. So yeah, unless they want blood and cheese scenario.
The girl was mad for horses, which might be why she often smelled like one, to the despair of her mother. Which that reminds me of Dany and how Viserys doesn't like that want her to smell like stables. Yeah. And Dany is Lyanna's daughter, so. And this is the Lyanna Stark parallel, so maybe it's intended to sort of tie Dany to Lyanna here.
Not to sound creepy or anything. This character reminds me of not so messed up in the head, older version of Arya.
Oh yeah, and she's gonna be very hyperly tied to Brienne. But yeah, I agree that she's also being tied to Arya with that. Absolutely. 4 girls, and every one of them her father's daughter. Tell me what you know of John Cunnington. He's dead. He died in the Speederlands. A drink, I've heard it said. So a dead drunk leads this army? Perhaps this John Cunnington is the son of that one, or just some clever sellsword who's taken on a dead man's name. Or he never died at all. Could Cunnington have
tell him what you texted me last night about John Con.
What's that?
Tell him what you texted me last night about John Con.
Oh yeah, we're getting there. We'll get there.
Okay.
Could Cunnington have been pretending to be dead for all these years? That would require patience worthy of her father. The thought made Arianne uneasy. treating with a man that subtle could be perilous. Well, she understands her situation. Anyway, still weird that it says somebody old enough to recognize him, but anyway. What was he like before he died? I was a boy at God's grace when he was sent to exile. I never knew the man. Again, that doesn't make any sense. Then tell me what you've heard of him from others. As my princess commands, Pennington was Lord of Griffin's Roost when Griffin's Roost was still a lordship worth the having. Prince Rhaegar's squire, right? And we failed to remember that in our previous discussion. But anyway,
right,
or one of them. Later, Prince Rhaegar's friend and companion. The Mad King named him Hand during Robert's rebellion, but he was defeated at Stony Sept in the Battle of the Bells, and Robert slipped away. King Aerys was wroth and sent Cunnington into exile. There he died. Or not. Those are just the things he did. I know all that. What sort of man was he? Honest and honorable? Venal and grasping? Proud? Proud for a certainty, even arrogant. A faithful friend to Rhaegar, but prickly with others. Robert was his liege, so I've heard it said that Cunnington chafed at serving such a lord. Even then, Robert was known to be fond of wine and whores. No whores for Lord John, then? I could not say. Some men keep their whoring secret. Did he have a wife at Paramore? Not that I have ever heard. That was troubling. Did not sound as if John Cunnington could be similarly swayed. No truer words.
That parallels Cersei and Stannis, but in a different way.
Oh yeah,
Cersei.
Yeah, you're right. And it's Storm's End that he's okay. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, we actually get the parchment. She's got the parchment with her, right? To Prince Doran of House Martell. You will remember me, I pray. I knew your sister well, and was a leal servant of your good brother. I grieve for them as you do. Did not die, no more than did your sister's son. To save his life, we kept him hidden, but the time for hiding is done. A dragon has returned to Westeros to claim his birthright and seek vengeance for his father and for the Princess Elia, his mother. In her name, I turn to Dorne. Do not forsake us. John Cunnington, Lord of Griffin's Roost, hand of the true king. She reads it thrice. A dragon has returned to Westeros, but not the dragon my father was expecting. Fire and blood was what John Cunnington, if indeed it was him, was offering as well. if indeed it is Samguard, it's a Randall Tarley thing. Which, if you believe that Arianne is going, which I do, is going to throw in with Aegon, then that tying them together with those words could be implying that Tarley is going to be with Aegon, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's sick and tired of Mace Tyrell. It's. I mean, a lot of the Reach lords were pissed when the Stuarts got the High Garden, so they've been putting up with it ever since. And every kingdom has that one family that is the bane of the existence of the ruling family. For the Starks, it's the Boltons. For Tully, it's the Freys. And the Reach, it's the Tarleys for many in the Reach for the Tyrells.
Where are the dragons? Where is Daenerys? And Arianne knew that he was really saying, "Where is my son?" We've got the two hosts in the Boneway and the Prince's Pass, sharpening their spears, polishing their armor. Sorry?
Now, do we believe he's actually asking about where his son is? Because, I mean, the theory is he set him up the film.
So, not really. Yeah, she's jumping to that conclusion, and our character is usually wrong when they're thinking of other characters, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Ranger.
Hey, Ranger.
So I do think it's important. This part's important, right? One word from Arianne and those armies would march, as long as that word was dragon. Instead, the word she sent was war. Lord Ironwood and Lord Fowler and their armies would remain in place. Prince of Dorne was nothing if not subtle. Here, war meant wait. So obviously there's theories about this. Preston thinks there'll be an accident, but another possibility is a message sent under duress, such as, there are no dragons, so you must wait, or no more waiting, this is war, so you must come at once, or something along those lines, right?
What if the ruler of each one of at least one of those
Doesn't get them right. That's where I was going with it.
Right.
They could send the opposite message and get interpreted the opposite way. Absolutely.
Well, I mean,
Ben, as
what
usual,
if the
popping to say hi. I hope you've been both are doing well. We're doing pretty well. Thank you, Ranger.
Appreciate it. Hey, look, have a good weekend. We appreciate you popping in. But like one of the rulers in charge gets replaced. Like they get bit by a scorpion or a snake.
Oh,
or
yeah.
something
They didn't trust. They didn't trust
They didn't
enough
get the
people underneath them or
message.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
let people know about
Yeah.
a plan. Yeah.
Right.
So one of them.
So yeah. Anyway, there's you can see there's all sorts of different possibilities here.
Mhm.
There's this race which kind of reminds me of Sansa, right? Swift enough to outrun yours to the castle gates. We'll see about that. And then you've got, are you half horse, child? Right, which definitely reminds us of Lyanna and Brandon there, right? So there's more of this Lyanna Stark.
John and Rob in Brand 1 too.
Is there?
In Brand 1, John and Rob race.
Okay.
On horseback.
I'm Elia, Lady Lance. Then Prince Oberyn was she thinks might have been the one that named her that, in which case he doesn't answer to anybody. The girl jouster, yes, I've heard of you. You've won the honor of watering and bridling the horses. And after that, find the bathhouse, said Princess Arianne. It was chalk and dust from heels to hair. So it's also kind of an Aegon the Fifth thing as well, which given all the clues that Aegon the Fifth and Aegon the Seventh are the same with their wide straw-brimmed hats and hiding their Targaryen hair and so forth, that could be kind of tying her to
Lady Lance also
Aegon.
gives another nod to Lyanna being the Knight of Laughing Tree.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. With all these Lyanna tie-ins, absolutely. Who won Greenstone? Was there a battle? So Greenstone is where Spotted Silva is, right? Thanks for read that part. It's said to be John Cunnington, the Mad King's hand, come back from the grave to reclaim his birthright. Whoever it is, Griffin's Roost has fallen to them. Rainhouse, Crow's Nest, Mistwood, even Greenstone on its island, all taken. Arn's thoughts went at once to her sweet Spotted Silva. It's always written as Sliva. Maybe it is Sliva. It's always written as Sliva in this.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought it was Silva, but it's always written as Sliva in this chapter. Who would want Greenstone?
Yeah, Greenstone is the castle of Estremont.
Yeah. Anyway. Hearth has fallen too. Hearth has fallen too, some fisher folk will tell you. These sellsword's hold most of Cape Wrath and half the Stepstones. We hear talk of elephants in the Rainwood. Elephants? Are you certain? Not dragons? Elephants, Lady Namella said firmly. And krakens off the broken arm, pulling under crippled galleys, said Valena. The blood draws them to the surface, our maester claims. That's not the half of it. A new pirate king is set up on Torturer's Deep. The Lord of the Waters, he styles himself. Real warships, 3-deckers, monstrous large. So yeah, it definitely happens to be our Rain Waters, right? Swallows are crawling with strange sails all the way north to the Straits of Tarth and Shipbreakers Bay. Mermen, Volantines, Lyseni, even reavers from the Iron Islands. Some entered the Sea of Dorne to land men on the south shore of Cape Wrath. We found a good, fast ship for you, as your father commanded, but even so, be careful. She wanted to ask after her brother, but her father had urged her to watch every word. Is Dorne at risk? Lady Namella asked. I confess, each time I see a strange sail, my heart leaps to my throat. Who will defend Ghost Hill? Should I call my men home? Your men are needed where they are, my lady, David Sand assured her. And this definitely reminds me of Edmure and Rob.
Mm-hmm.
There was the connection with Lyanna and Arya. Remember the Chinese guardians of the underworld, Horseface and Bulkhead, Arya and Gendry. Lyanna is more Persephone, though. Huh, I like it. Interesting.
Nice.
Once we know beyond a doubt whether these be friends or foes, my father will know what to do. It is dragons. Dragons? Tiora, don't be mad. What madness is this? I'm not. They're coming. How could you possibly know that? Her sister asked, a note of scorn in her voice. What are your little dreams? Tiora gave a tiny nod, chin trembling. They were dancing in my dream, and everywhere the dragons danced, the people died. Seventh, save us. Lady Mela gave an exasperated sigh. I hate
Now,
Maester
do we believe
Tommen.
Do we
Oh
believe
yeah,
she's a dreamer?
absolutely, absolutely. I hate Maester Tommen. Anyway, she's supposed to remind us of Sweet Robin, but also of like Danis the Dreamer and stuff, right? Bullhead, not bulkhead. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. My father
You got to stay
despaired
on
of
top
me,
of
I'm
it
sure.
now.
I remember when I was her age, my father despaired of me, I'm sure. I can attest to that. And we get the dragon eating its own tail and the story of Aegon's conquest and so forth. Oh, we have books if my princess would like to know more. Some other time, perhaps, said Arianne. People constantly try to get Arianne the appropriate books, and she never wants to read them.
Yep.
Okay. A good face, she decided. The boy I knew has become a handsome man. I always loved his smile. Aye. Might share a bed together? Have you forgotten, princess? I'm bastard born. If I'm unworthy of this hand, how can I be worthy of your cunt? Anyway, you deserve a slap. That face is yours. Do what you will.
Jamie.
I can get his nicknames. Yeah, absolutely. If not, though, if this truly is John Kyneton, if the boy is Rhaegar's son, that language is so delicious. If he's Rhaegar's son, but still a Fane boy.
Right.
This is some Fane boy, no more. Selfsword's ploy to win support. If not, though, this truly is John Kyneton. If the boy is Rhaegar's son, yeah, so it's just really, really delicious if he is Rhaegar's son, especially if he's also a Fane boy. Are you hoping that he is or that he's not? It was you asked about, not your father. So it was. With him, at least, she could speak freely, so he's read in on everything. I would say it were Quentin who'd returned, or so you say. What did you mean by that? What sort of sister would I be if I did not want my brother back? It was true. She had resented Quentin for all those years that she thought their father meant to name him Mrs. Eyre in place of her, but it turned out to be just a misunderstanding.
I know
There's
I've
a portrait of
question before, but with the Red Wine Fleet sailing back around and the Golden Company sailing across, how come they didn't like intersect?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question because they're saying that everybody's there basically, right? They're saying the Iron Men
Well, I mean,
are there. They're saying everybody's there.
well, they're stragglers. Not everyone's there. They got some elephants, but not all.
My point
of
is
them.
they've got lots of things going on. It seems kind of crowded.
Oh yeah, and you've already got Krakens at the Stepstones. Is it Euron trying to draw them to where he needs them to be, or I don't know. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot going on.
Daenerys Targaryen came to Dorne to make a peace. Now another comes to make a war, and my brother will be her king and consort, King Quentin. Why did that sound so silly? Almost as silly as Quentin riding on a dragon. Dull and plain, so plain. The gods had given Arianne the beauty she prayed for, but Quentin must have prayed for something else. His head was overlarge and sort of square, his hair the color of dried mud. His shoulders slumped as well, and he was too thick about the middle. He looks too much like father. This is the second time that she's gone through his description and said that he looks like her father.
Yeah.
I love my brother, said Arianne, though only the moon could hear her. It's interesting. And then she said she scarcely knew him. Talks about his fostering. Yeah, she talks about his fostering and the exile and all that. Trying to get us through this. Okay, I like this. Their ship was called the Peregrine. I just think that's funny because it's the 242-mile-per-hour bird. That's 398 kilometers per hour. So I suspect it's not that fast, but anyway. Someone needs to spank that child. But Elia was amongst those who heard him say it. I'm almost a woman grown, sir, she responded haughtily. I'll let you spank me, though. But first you'll need to tilt with me and knock me off my horse. Now that's definitely Brienne right there, right?
Yeah. But not in as without the joking probably smile on her face. But yeah, definitely.
You're on a ship and without horses, Joss replied. And ladies do not joust, insisted Sir Garibald Shells. I do. I'm Lady Lance. Arianne had heard enough. You may be a lance, but you are no lady. Go below and stay there till we reach land. What did she actually do to deserve all this ridicule? Oh, she was laughing at the sickness and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, all right. Yeah, she was laughing at the other lady got sick. Crossing was uneventful. She's playing Cybass. You have other pieces beside the dragon, princess. Try moving them sometime. And that could imply that without communicating with her father and without summoning the armies or relying on anyone else, that she's off moving the dragon, right?
Yeah.
I like the dragon. Anyway. And then immediately she asks about her betrothed, Prince Viserys. Isn't that, it's like, I like the dragon. Tell me of Prince Viserys, right? So it's like, it is definitely hinting at this idea that she's going to try and marry Aegon. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
The Dothraki are savage folk. Who can know why they kill? Perhaps Viserys wiped his arse with the wrong hand. So in the Middle East, you're supposed to, whether this is a reference to Dorne being like the Middle East or the Dothraki being like the Middle East. In the Middle East, you're supposed to wipe with the left because you shake hands with the right. Anyway, so wiped his arse with the wrong hand.
Yeah.
She is the Mad King's daughter, the princess said. How do we know? We cannot know. So Daemon said, we can only hope. So anyway. All right. Sorry, I just wanted to get through everything and make sure that we looked at the highlights and stuff.
Now, does she catch the Lady Lance with feathers in this chapter or in the next one?
Next one.
Okay.
Yep. Which we'll get to next. And then I guess we're going to have to do, what is it? Is it Tyrion Barristan? Victorian Tyrion Barristan? Or is it the other way around? I know it's anyway. I know that Girls Gone Canon has covered some of those chapters, and they do that in that I can't remember which order. It's one of those. It's either Tyrion then Barristan, with Victorian in the middle, and then Tyrion then Barristan, or Barristan Tyrion, Victorian Barristan Tyrion. I can't remember. Anyway,
no idea.
I feel like it's Tyrion Barristan.
It feels weird not seeing you in a lemon shirt.
But this is an Order of the Green Hand chapter. What can I say?
I know, I'm messing with you.
All right. So one more of these. Then we can go back to lemon after that.
Okay. I'll allow it.
So, yeah. Let's do one more of this. One more Arianne, and we can bring back out the lemon.
Not a problem. I seem to have the same 5 shirts that I wear over and over and over again. Those are the ones that are on top of the folded clothes every time we go do a live stream.
I put it on for the live stream, and then I take it off so that I don't have to wash it very often. So it's like a wardrobe. Do we want to say anything about Better Late Than Never? I said that we weren't going to, but we do have a few minutes
You
left.
touch on it. I mean, like you said, there's not. I mean, there's some things there, but it's. I mean, go ahead.
Remember me? It's been a while. I know. My last blog post went up here on February 19th. Posts that came after were made by my mighty minions. The year's been stressful. So much has been happening. It's been overwhelming. Some great things, exciting things, dreams coming true. There have been nightmares too. I've lost friends, battled sadness and depression. The worst may be yet to come. Turned 77 last September, and I tell you, getting old is no fun. There have been amazing times as well. I suppose that's just life. Of course, I knew that. If you've read my stories, you know that. So much to post about. I will try and catch up some, and my minions will help, but my posts are likely to be short and rushed. One highlight you may already know. Emmy finalists for 2026 have been announced. United the Seven Kingdoms nabbed 9 nominations. Yes, 9. It's probably supposed to be. It's probably supposed to be hot rather than not there. Including the big one, Best Drama. I hope to attend.
Without a doubt, my favorite show of the last year for sure.
I hope to attend, but that depends on, well, on a lot of things. I wonder what he's alluding to there. So I missed the rat catch again. You told me 30 seconds. It's literally just the observation that they added ratters into the epilogue of George added ratters into the epilogue of Dance. So Cersei making some comment about having the, or was it Kevin? One of them making some comment about having the ratters catch the cat that's killing the ravens in the rookery. And we were saying it's interesting that they've reintroduced ratters, and that could be because George might be trying to set up some sort of parallel event to Blood and Cheese, perhaps going after Tommen or something. So that's all we were saying.
Yeah.
So well on a lot of things. Well, I don't know what that means. So that's.
I hope his bouts with depression is not wins related, because that'd make me feel bad.
Sure. And usually depression is from a loss of relationships. And anyway, and for anybody out there, I've concluded that Alice is Lilith, mother of demons in Jewish religion mythology. Okay, interesting.
I can see that for sure, especially about the stories that happened after her, which all could be her.
That would be a big part of depression. Yeah, it could be his falling out with Ryan Condal or something too, right? Part of our team, and hope we take home a few of the statues, but I'll confess that I was hoping we'd get a few of acting nominations as well, but there's always next year. Depression is a physical problem. Your body chemistry changes, and so you can't just wish it away. And so seek help if you need it. If somebody were driving down the street and they crashed their car, it'd be entirely, one car accident, it'd be entirely their fault. And we all make mistakes and have accidents, and nobody would be blaming you for seeking medical attention if you needed it. And depression is usually because you lost a relationship and it was out of your control. And so you're literally less to blame for it than the person who crashes their car. And you might need medical assistance. It's a physical problem. It changes your body chemistry. So get the help you need and don't feel ashamed. You need it. It's as much or more than the person who crashes their car. So anyway, don't feel bad about needing it. Get help. Anyway,
if anything isn't going right, whether it's mentally, physically, whatever, don't hesitate.
We're social animals, and we all need assistance. And we all need help.
without a doubt.
Okay.
I still want to give George a big old hug, though.
Yeah, we'd like to be part of that for George. She's having sex with men in their sleep while having erotic dreams, and she's on top, associated with owls. Lilith. Okay,
Okay, yeah,
I like it.
without a doubt.
I like it.
Again, Kirsty with the knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I've said, well, Moon Man, I love George. Yes, that's what we're saying. Anyway.
Definitely a big old hug.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap.
Okay. Thank y'all for joining us. And on as every Friday, I hope you have a safe and fun weekend. We'll see you back here Monday with Sample Wins Arianne 2. Y'all have fun. Take care and bye. Bye, Richard.
Have a good one.